Hi guys, it's Pasco here, the almost average athlete from Team New to Try with Sprocket on our first long run in 2020. I hope you all had a fantastic new year and are looking forward to everything that 2020 brings. New events, new adventures. So today's run for me is a 2-hour race pace effort, which you might think, oh jeez, dog, he isn't running very fast, but as you know, if you see my other videos, my races this year are ultras, so the pace is really slow, which is lovely for admiring your surroundings, and I get to run at a very slow pace and eat quite a lot. So who's with me? Talking of events coming up in the future, as you know if you see my previous videos, I'm doing the Tour of Arran 2-day ultra and the Loch Ness 360, which I am looking forward to because it's going to be a hell of an adventure and dreading in the same breath, because now we're in 2020, April and May doesn't seem that far away. So it's going to be quite a busy few months training for those. But I've also found out this week, along with thousands of others, a lot of them being in our very own Team New to Try, regarding the Snowdon Marathon, which I've got a place. So I've paid and booked for that, which I'm really pleased about. And the other is a bit left field for me. Now when I say left field, it's not like weird or anything, it's just something a bit different, something I've never done before. I've done loads of triathlons, half, science, all the distances, apart from anything less than an Olympic. I've never done a short distance, but for those who know me, know that I love mountain biking, but haven't done as much as I would have liked to have done over the past few years, because I've been obsessed with triathlon. So I thought I'd give a mountain bike race a go this winter, and I did wonder if, rather than training so much on the turbo or on the road, if mountain biking would help with leg strength, general aerobic fitness, because it's so intense a lot of the time. I don't know, what do you think? I'm going to give it a go. The race is in February, it's an enduro race, so it's timed events, lots of downhill. It's down in the southeast, and lots of uphill. You have like breaks in between, but they're not breaks. You have to get to the next section within a certain time limit, and whatever time you've got left, that's your rest. So if you've got 50 minutes to get to the next section, and you take 50 minutes, you don't get a break, and it's all day. So that's going to be fun and muddy, but I won't be able to take him with me, which is a bit of a shame. There is one other event I'm doing, which I'd completely forgotten about it until I started talking a minute ago, which is an event called Only the Brave, and that's an obstacle race. I've never done an obstacle race. I'm not sure I'm built for pulling myself over things, or maybe I am. Maybe I'm going to be an Olympic obstacle course racer. Anyway, I'm going to go into it with an open mind. That's in March. God, March, April, May, they are busy months, all doing things that are quite different. Sorry, February, March, April and May. The first two events, I could probably hurt myself really badly. I've not planned this well. In last week's video, the last video of 2019, I requested some help from you guys, and a lot of you came through. I was so happy with that. The problem was with my new watch, the Garmin 6X Pro, and the problem was, if you remember, is it worked fine, apart from there was no maps being uploaded to Strava or Garmin Connect. So I will tell you what I did. The first thing was I disconnected the watch from the app and then plugged it into Garmin Express, which is the sort of online part of the Garmin software. Straight into that, reloaded the watch up and refound it, and it then did a massive update, which it didn't do through Garmin Connect, which was interesting. And the update was all maps, ironically. So when I did that, plugged it back into Garmin Connect on my phone, suddenly maps appeared. Wonderful. I thought we've nailed it. I then waited for it to ping into Strava, which it did, but with no maps. So the next thing I did was delete the Connect app, disconnect my watch again, and then I reloaded Garmin Connect and my watch. Lo and behold, we've got maps everywhere, and it's all wonderful, and it makes the hefty price tag of the watch all the more worth it. So there we go. Thanks for your help, guys. I really appreciate that. If anybody else has got any problems that they've had with their Garmin watches, then stick them in the comments below. And you never know, somebody on here, well, I'm sure there'll definitely be somebody on here that can help you. I thought, as it's the new year, 2020, and we're all about a new decade, new things, new adventures, I wondered what new things people were doing this year. And that could be a new event, a new type of event. You know, I'm doing a few, and I wondered what you were doing. But it also could be a lifestyle change. Could be your first triathlon, which is massive. It could be you're going to change your diet this year. You're going to not drink. Could be anything. What are you doing this year that's new for you? And I'd love to hear about it. So hit me up in the comments below. Have a little share. It'll be interesting to see what kind of discussions created from new stuff. Matthew Beer, here is your flag. What do you reckon it is? Anybody know? So the structure of today's run is a 2-hour race pace run, which means I am now pretty much kitted up, bar a couple of bits and bobs, which I was not organised to get out and put in my bag this morning before I left, which I will do from next week onwards. So that will be my race pack, or a dummy race pack, as long as it's the same weight. It doesn't really matter, because we get used to doing long runs, and if we've got to take nutrition and water with us, then you need to practice with that. Otherwise on race day, all of a sudden your legs feel a bit heavier, and that's because you're carrying, you know, an extra kilo or so of weight from your kit. So I've got fuel, I've got my phone with me, which I don't normally have, but I'm dropping the dog off. Where is he? There he is. I'm dropping the dog off after about an hour and a half, and then I'm going to run to the local swimming pool to do some serious legs at top pace with my 4-year-old in the splash and fun session with all the floats, which is my favourite session. So yeah, we're doing 2 hours today at race pace, which for me, for an ultra, is about, or what I'm aiming for, is 7-minute kilometres, and that feels pretty easy at the moment, if I'm honest. I'm 48 minutes in, and not breathing hard, legs are fine, so in fact I'm running a little bit too quickly, but I feel good, and that's good. So I'll slow it down a little bit so I'm hitting the right pace, because going a quarter of a minute too fast now will come back and bite me on the bum in about an hour's time, where I then am a quarter of a minute slower off the 7-minute mark. Did that make sense? I don't know. I'm probably still drunk from New Year. Now, because this is race pace, that includes when I come to hills that I would definitely not run in a race, because I would end up blowing by the top and I need to reserve all the energy I can get, like this, I'll walk. And that's fine. And you've got to know when it's okay to walk. It's taken me ages to not feel like an utter failure for not running all the way up hills. But then it was one of the reasons why I was blowing so hard through a race. So don't be worried or think badly of yourself or look at others around you because you're walking a section of the run, either in your running race or triathlon, or when you're training. Just have a little walk. It's fine. You're only racing yourself, remember, unless you go for a podium like not like me. So the other point, of course, of having a little walk, if you know you are, it is important to practice when you're training, because if you don't, your mind and your body does funny things. Particularly I find in a triathlon, I think because you already beaten your legs up in the bike, you come to the run, and if you walk straight away, or certainly in my experience, I tend to find it really hard to get my legs going again. If I run straight away, I always go off too fast, because in my head my body's still pedaling at 100 RPM. So if you think you're definitely going to walk in a race of any description, then practice it, because your body will get used to it. It'll get used to pausing and restarting, because it is difficult for your legs to do that, and your hips tend to seize up a little bit when you walk because it's a different pattern, different set of muscle groups. So practice. Don't be worried about walking, and practice. So when I was thinking about discussion topic today of new for 2020, I did think about why we insist on doing new things in a new year. And I guess it's motivational. It could be something else. It could be something serious for some people, health. But for me, it's most definitely challenge. It's most definitely challenge because I, like probably a lot of other people, if I do the same thing over and over again, I tend to get bored and the enthusiasm wanes, which, particularly for triathlon, well, no, for any sport, but I found in the past for triathlon, you've got to be so dedicated, and it takes a special kind of mind to be dedicated to training for a triathlon, and that's brilliant. Well, I've done it for a few years now, and I just felt over the past year and going into this year, just need to mix it up with something else. So, what's your reason for setting yourself a new challenge? Like I say, it doesn't have to be a sport, it could be a diet, knocking the booze on the head for a bit, you know, could be anything. A thing I'm doing, and I don't normally go in for the I'm not going to drink for the first month, or I'm going to be a vegan for the first month or 2 months. But me and my wife have actually decided that we're going to be vegetarian for January, which is something that we were trying to do more of before. And it's not because of my moral beliefs or anything like that. It was mostly down to just eating less red meat, eating less chicken, meat in general. I was going to name all the meats then, but you know what the meats are. And just for a bit of health reasons, try it out, and that's it really. But it's ended up being a bit of a challenge, because you've got to, I find, because I'm not used to cooking so much vegetarian food, although we ate quite a lot before, I need some new recipes, which means writing lists and doing a different shop. So these are all challenges in daily life. So it's going to be interesting. I wonder if anybody else is doing the same thing, but I would be genuinely interested to hear what challenges, whether it be mental, physical, eating, drinking, whatever it might be, what they've set themselves for this year or for the first few months, whatever it might be. And also, if anybody's got any good vegetarian recipes, then hit me up in the comments below. Myself and my wife would greatly appreciate it. I'm not sure about my daughter though. Sprocket and I, he's back there, he hates running on the road, bless him. We're about an hour and 10 in, feeling good, a little bit sweaty, but that'll be 2 weeks of drinking and meat fests. And gonna have my first gel in a minute. Probably should have had it a bit earlier, but sorry, I had to stop recording then. I saw another run. So that's it from me and Sprocket for another vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it, and please do get involved. Hit me up with some comments below. If you've got any questions for the dog, I'll pass them on. He loves a good question and answer session. Yeah, think about your new challenges for the year if you haven't already. Let us know what they are. Let's have a chat about them. And I hope to see some of you soon at some events, which will be epic. We can have a chat, maybe be on the vlog. So yeah, have a look at the New to Try website. If you haven't joined the team already, get involved. It's on Facebook, it's on the interweb, just Googleize it, and we can all be one big happy family. Bye.